Any thoughts on the passing of the former governor, Governor Brown?
Yeah, I was going to mention that, and I forgot to jot it down in my notes. And I can't believe that with all the things that have been going on up there, the folks in New Jersey, still had time to be broken up and sentimental about the passing of John Y. Brown. Everybody in the world knows who John Y. Brown is, right?
Well, I read the news. That's how I became aware of it. But actually, I don't think so, because I learned a lot when I read his bio.
Well, John Y. Brown at one point he was at various points one of the more popular and one of the more unpopular people in the state of Kentucky. He's a former governor of Kentucky. He also married.
That's why he became unpopular. He mellied all around.
Mellied all around. He married Phyllis George, the former beauty queen who later became the network? Was she on CBS, sportscaster Phyllis George?
Right.
But the biggest thing that he was known for here in the state of Kentucky is John Y. Brown led the consortium of local business people that formed a group and bought Kentucky Fried Chicken from Colonel Sanders. In the early to mid 60s, for like $2 million, they bought lock, stock, and barrel Kentucky Fried Chicken, the rights to the Colonel's name, likeness, the whole 9 yards. He thought, holy shit, I'm farting through silk now. And then they franchised it. And within a handful of years, it was worth many multiples of that. And Colonel Sanders got cranky and started knocking them in the newspaper. And they almost, I don't know whether they ever filed a suit or not, but they almost had to sue Colonel Sanders if they didn't actually file it to get him to stop burying what the John Y. Brown and his group had done to Kentucky Fried Chicken. The Colonel was not a man to be trifled with. So John Y. Brown is the only person in the history of the world that was ever not only the governor of Kentucky, but also fucked Phyllis George and Colonel Sanders.
And maybe Kenny Rogers. I didn't realize until I read the article in the Times that he also started Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Yes, well, and as a matter of fact, I'll have you know that also the reason why that Wendy's exists today is because Dave Thomas, who was hired by John Y. Brown and his associates to market and be one of the top executives in Wendy's when it
KFC
KFC when it was franchised, he invented the bucket. Dave Thomas invented the bucket of chicken.
Get out of here. I never knew that.
Yes, and that became the symbol, and it was on the sign and the whole 9 yards. And because it's hard to take fried chicken around in a bag, right? So he came up with the bucket. And then they fucked him on a business interest that he had in one of the companies that was supplying them, doing business with KFC, and made him turn over his shares, which then became worth millions. And when they wouldn't give him back, he said, all right, fuck you. And he went and started Wendy's and gave the KFC people many sleepless nights over that.
That's amazing. He went and not only started a chain, but a really good one.
Yes. And actually, now it's turned out to be, well, it's not bigger, it's better. My God, when's the last time you had KFC?
It's been a while. I mean, it's easier to get Wendy's. There are Wendy's all around.
Well, but not down here. I mean, there's still plenty of KFCs, but gee, many Pete, it doesn't taste like it used to.
How many KFCs now are half KFC, half Taco Bell?
Well, that's because of our friends at Yum Brands here in Louisville with the Yum Center and Yum. They own Pepsi, KFC, Taco Bell, and, oh, goddamn it, something else, Pizza Hut. And they call themselves the world's largest restaurant chain, and that's using the word restaurant very loosely.